Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit that all bell notification. In that way you won't miss any time I publish a new video. Also to mention, I started a new YouTube channel, Laura Forde's Videos too. So be sure to go across there, check it out, and of course don't forget to subscribe over on that end as well. Alright, so what are we going to be making today? Well, today I'm going to show you another method in roasting a breadfruit. So I showed you how to roast a breadfruit on a grill. I showed you how to roast a breadfruit on the stove top. There's also a method where you can roast it outside in an oven. You make a fire outside and you put the breadfruit directly into the fire. But an easier way of roasting your breadfruit, which is in fact my go-to method now, is in fact roasting it in the oven. So let's get started. Okay, so we have our breadfruit here. I picked it directly from the tree and I just washed it out. So what I'm going to do now is the top here where the stem was, I'm going to cut this. Okay, so let me see if I could angle this so you can see. And what I'm going to do is just try to dig out this here a little bit. There you go. Okay, so on this side now, I'm just going to put an X, which is at the bottom. Just going to make an X here. Right, see that? I just made an X. So now it's quite simple. We just take our breadfruit and I'm just going to rest it directly into my oven. I have my oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit and I'm going to leave this to roast for about half an hour. Okay, so now that our breadfruit is finished roasting, we are now going to peel it. And what I like to do is I like to cut it up into like either slices or in these little sort of triangular cubes and freeze it. So that when I'm ready to fry my breadfruit, I just take it out of the freezer and fry it whenever I'm ready to do that. Still a little bit hot. But I'm still going to try to handle it nevertheless. So this here is referred to as the heart. So I'm going to cut that off. And now I'm just going to peel my breadfruit. Ooh, it is hot. Ay, ay, ay. Maybe I should get a towel, right? Or maybe a paper towel. All right, I'm gonna slightly rinse out these before I cut them up. So I'm just gonna go through and cut out the heart of all of them and peel them. I'm going to rinse it and then I'll show you how I like to cut them up. But guys, doing it this way is so much easier than the other methods that I showed you. The first method that I showed you when I did it on the grill, I actually had filmed myself collecting some wood from a tree in order to make my fire, but unfortunately I lost all that footage. But that was a lot of work. So doing it that way, because you know you have to get the wood, then you have to get the fire started, which takes a while. Then you have to fan the fire. And of course, you get smoke all in your hair. So at the end, you have to go and shampoo your hair. So doing it that way is definitely labor intensive. And then even doing it when I showed you how you can do it on the stovetop, again, well, your house is going to be smelling of this, of that smoky, burn, scent. And then of course, the cleanup on the stove takes effort as well. Whereas this method, my hand is red as you can see because it's hot. This method is much easier and cleaner because it was just a matter of me rinsing out my breadfruit. I mean, I picked it straight from the tree, rinsed it out, just cut out the front part where the stem was, and then I put an X at the bottom, and I simply put it into the oven. And that's it, you just leave it there, it does its thing. And then now it's just a matter of me peeling it and getting it prepped for freezing. I mean, if I wanted to cook it now, I can do that. But yeah, this method is definitely an easier method in roasting your breadfruit. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly rinse this out, and then I'm going to come back here and cut it up and put it into my freezer bags so I can put it into the freezer. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, there are two ways that I like to prep my breadfruit. Well, rather I should say there are two ways that I like to cut up my breadfruit. So I would either do it this way, lengthwise, like this. So I'll cut it up this way so that when I'm ready to fry it, I just take it out and put it like this to fry. Now, freezing your breadfruit, guys, is a good way if you have a breadfruit tree and you don't want it to waste. So it's a good thing. You can roast it and then you can package it and freeze it so that whenever you're ready to cook it, I mean, you don't even have to necessarily fry it if you don't want to. There are other methods in cooking it. But again, it will help, of course, if you have a whole lot of breadfruit and you don't want it to waste, you can freeze your breadfruit. So I have my freezer bag here. So I just put it in the freezer bag like this. And then I would just, see that? And then I would just put it into the freezer. Now, that's one way that I would cut it up. Another way that I like to cut it up as well is I would sort of like, let me move this from here. I would cut it this way, so like that, right? Cut it like that. Okay, and then I would cut it down this way. So about like these sizes here. Right? And then I would just again put it in my Ziploc bag to freeze. So sometimes when I fry it, I have shapes like this, or I have it lengthwise. So it's up to you. You can mix it up how you want to cut your breadfruit in order to freeze it. But it's quick and easy because when you're ready to, for example, for breakfast, like this morning, I had fried breadfruit for breakfast. It was just a matter of going into the freezer, taking it out, hotting up my oil, putting my breadfruit to fry, and and then I had fried breadfruit for breakfast. So this makes it really quick and easy because everything is pre-prepped for you. So yeah, this is a nice way of having your breadfruit for when you're ready to cook it. Okay, I'll do this one on a slice, and I'll do this one sort of cubed.